Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Content View. And today I'm here with Penguin, right? Penguin?
Yeah, it's P1nkgu1n.
Penguin? Okay, thank God. I actually didn't fuck up a name this time. Let's start off with who are you and what do you do?
Well, hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here. So excited. I love interviews. My name is P1nkgu1n, but my real name is Nikki. I'm a voice actress, I'm a director, and a graphic design student. I'm an illustrator, an animator, a musician. I was a vocalist under contract with the Warner Brothers for a while, and I basically just do anything creative under the sun. I do a lot of voice acting work, mostly.
Hold up, what the fuck? Warner Brothers? Hold on. Okay, obviously I didn't do my fucking research. What the fuck do you mean Warner Brothers? What?
Okay, I kind of wanted to surprise you with that one, just live here. So yeah, I did work for the Warner Brothers for about a month over the summer. I went viral with a Friday Night Funkin' cover, Silly Billy. Whenever you look up my username Pinkwin, Silly Billy is the first thing that pops up. And that's because I went viral with that. And when that went viral, the System record label noticed me. So it got about 10 million views. I think that's where it's at right now. I haven't checked. And the System Record Labels is this record label company that works under the Warner Brothers. And when they saw that, they were like, "Hey, do you want to be a vocalist for us?" And I said, "I don't know. This sounds sketchy because when someone private messages you on TikTok, it's a little weird from a company like that, right?
Yeah.
It seems a little sketchy." So I was like, sure, but let me read the contract, let me get with a lawyer and my dad, and let's kind of look it over. And so the deal was I would record 6 songs under them for Spotify, and one of them would be Silly Billy, the Friday Night Funkin' song, which was written by Churgny Gurgny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we record Silly Billy. By the way, I'm literally just taking my mic to my car and recording this full thing and editing it by myself and sending it to them and hoping that it's good enough. Like I have no direction or no leadership. And so I send it through and they publish it on Spotify. And then on YouTube, suddenly copyright issues start appearing, and YouTube starts taking down the original Silly Billy videos and copywriting it as mine and copywriting it under my name. And so, understandably, the creator of Silly Billy got a little bit upset and he sent me an email, and I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm not actively doing this." And he was really understanding. And so while all this is going on, I'm recording more songs for the Warner Brothers, and we're releasing a lot of songs through Spotify, mostly just cover songs like Vocaloid songs and hyperpop and stuff like that. But over time, copyright issues kept arising because I am a cover artist instead of an original song artist. And so it just kept becoming an issue. And eventually they're like, "Look, we love your voice and we love your work, but we can't work with you and we're going to have to terminate your contract." So I got my
Jesus.
contract terminated and it was rough. So, anyways, that's like the quick. That's the quick rundown of when I worked for the Warner Brothers. What a way to start an interview, honestly.
Apparently so, because like I said, I didn't do my fucking research apparently, but at least you can go around saying that I was fired from Warner Bros.
I know, I know. Isn't that so funny? I'm like,
It,
yeah, I worked for them for a month and then I got fired.
Jesus Christ, man. All I can fucking say is I record stupid shit on YouTube. Literally, that's
No,
it.
I mean, but you never know where that's gonna go. That's the thing.
Yeah, but come on, we're talking right now as with a Minecraft background. Where the fuck do you really think this is gonna go?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I recorded my Silly Billy cover with no mic at the very beginning when I posted it, just me singing in my car by myself, and I didn't have very many followers at the time. And then boom, Warner Brothers, like literally overnight. So you'd be very surprised.
So I guess we're kind of on the topic here. What got you into being a vocalist?
Um, Honestly, whenever I was a kid, my family and friends told me that I had a very animated energy and that I was a little over the top, annoying, if you will. I annoyed people basically. And they said, "You should profit off of that." And
I
I
mean,
said,
shit.
"Okay." But I also really liked those fan animations, like, My Little Pony and stuff like that. And indie animations on YouTube, I would sit and watch those for hours. And I thought they were so cool. And I would literally just memorize the script because I liked the way it sounded and I liked the way it rolled off my tongue. Same with other languages. I only speak English, but I love the sound of other languages. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of a combination of all that.
So it's just kind of like it's like kind of when you listen to your favorite song, you just kind of memorize it, and it's just like it became your thing.
Yeah, yeah. And my dad plays guitar. I wouldn't say he was a full-blown musician. He just kind of did it for fun, but he played guitar and then I got into it and he bought me a guitar and then I just taught myself and went from there. I joined band in high school, as one does. So yeah, I've learned a few different instruments.
I tried learning bass, and then that shit never worked because I never had the amp for it. So
Yeah, I think the bass guitar is actually kind of harder to play too because it has the thicker strings, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I've never tried learning bass. I know just acoustic. Mine is an acoustic electric, so I can hook it up to an amp or something and really play loud.
So someone here is in graphic design. Let's dive deep into that. Like, what are you working on that's in graphic design, and what got you into graphic design?
Well, I guess I'll start with what got me into it. I mentioned watching a lot of animations as a kid, and I consumed a lot of media as a kid. I was an iPad kid, basically,
Damn.
to be frank. Yeah, I know. Unfortunate, but it led me to where I am today, so that's fine. I watched a lot of animations, I read a lot of books, I consumed a lot of media, and I kind of just started illustrating, and illustration turned into animation, and animation turned into typography, and I just kept growing on it. That was just kind of an independent study. Like, no one directly affected me to do that. It was just the collective internet that guided me into getting into graphic design. And right now, I'm a junior and I'm majoring in graphic design, minoring in illustration. And we do a lot of independent projects to build a portfolio for whenever we have clients, right?
Yeah.
So we do some really fun stuff. I recently had to design an entire airline. So, like the plane and the headphones that the customers would wear, and the floor design, the carpet design. And we design logos, of course. I've designed books, posters. It's really fun. And the reason I chose graphic design is because it covers everything. It covers animation and typography and illustration. And no other degree would cover everything that I want to do. It's really diverse.
So this kind of just lets you be as creative as much as you want.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, shit. That's kind of how you have to get your ideas out there some way. Like,
Yeah.
and has there been anything in graphic design besides the airline stuff like that you've worked on that people may know about?
Um, well, let me pull up my portfolio so I can give you a list, I guess. This stuff is all mock projects. So when I say that, I mean our professors and our teachers have basically made us do this. That way we can have something to show for whenever we graduate. I've done an album campaign for a non-existent band called the Singed Flask. I designed packaging for bread and butter. I designed brochures. I did a little horror movie trailer.
Yo,
We've done
what?
magazines. Yeah, yeah. Like we do literally everything under the sun. And again, these are just mock projects to add into a digital portfolio so we can show people and then they'll be like, hey, that's pretty cool. We want to hire you.
Like, is there any of that you actually used in your portfolio?
Yeah, yeah. I That's all in my portfolio, but right now I haven't really released my graphic design portfolio to the public.
Hmm.
So maybe whenever this comes out, then well, it might be a little later. It'll probably be released a little later.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Now let's get into your voice acting. I'm gonna save the juicy stuff for last. You're a voice actress. What made you start voice acting?
Kind of the same thing with the singing. My friends and family were like, "You're animated, you're extroverted, you're annoying." So go off of that. And I've also been told by clients that I have a really unique voice, which I don't quite hear. I think my voice is pretty normal, but whenever you hear the characters I've voiced, people immediately pointed out, they're like, "Oh, you sound like this character. You sound like this character." And I'm like, "Well, that's funny because I was that voice actor that did that."
Have there been any like shows that you've been a part of? And is there a
Yeah,
favorite
I
one?
was. Oh, a favorite one. Okay. Well, I was Apollo from Fruits, which is the show that I directed. I was Pyro from something. Hang on, give me a sec.
Damn. Yeah, guys, Pyro from something. Search that shit up.
Pyro.
That shit goes hard.
Wait. Hang on. I got this. Give me 1 second. You guys gotta give me time. I'm so tired. I've had a long day. Okay. Yeah. So I was Pyro from Totally Human by Rocky Sun Animations, and I am voicing Maria in Rocky Sun Animations' upcoming project. I've done some stuff with Greedy J. He does a lot of Sonic stuff. Oh, and I'm Tiffany for Rick Murray. He does those Minecraft animations. I love his stuff. His stuff is so cool. But as for my favorite, I wish that I could say it was being Apollo in my own show, but that is not my favorite project that I've ever been involved in.
Damn.
My favorite one, I know, RIP, very sad, but my favorite one is something that happened very, very recently, as in this week. So, someone found my voice acting demo on YouTube and they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, I'm working on a Sonic show, a Sonic the Hedgehog show." And it's an indie animation studio that's working on this. And I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal who it is quite yet, so I'll just keep that under wraps. And at first, I was thinking, oh, they want me to be Tails, because that's what a lot of people ask me to do. I do a lot of dubs for raspy characters, like Rainbow Dash and Tails and Ruby from Steven Universe. So I thought they wanted me to be Tails. So I was like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, no, not Tails. And I'm like, oh, who? And she's like, well, it's a story that takes place in the multiverse with Sonic the Hedgehog, and we want you to voice female Sonic. So I'm like a gender swapped Sonic in this upcoming animation. And she's the main character. And I was like, what? That's so random. I never would have thought that. And she's like, well, I just found your voice acting demo, and the first example that you had shown in it was exactly what I was looking for. And she said she had every single voice actor and voice actress except for the main character. And so whenever she found me, she was like, all right, I want you to be Sonic the Hedgehog female version. And I was like, what? So I've been recording for that for the past few days, and honestly, it's the most fun I've ever had because Sonic is a kind of arrogant but lovable character.
Especially since the movie came out. Just saying.
Exactly, yeah. So like what a perfect time to do this too.
But is there any like like voice actors that inspired you?
I really like Lizzie Freeman. She's really expressive. And then I like Charlene Yee, and she's the one who voices Ruby from Steven Universe. Charlene, she has a really raspy voice, and then Lizzie has a really expressive voice, and I'm known for being raspy and expressive, so I really look to both of them for inspiration. They have some really cool voices.
Now let's go on about your show. What is it to people that might not know what it is?
Well, Fruits is basically an adult version of The Amazing World of Gumball, to be very frank. It is a show that follows Apollo, Vesper, and Foxglove, and these three characters are just really wacky and zany and very chaotic. It's a very chaotic show. It's really targeted towards college students and young adults, and it's got a little bit of crude humor, but nothing too crazy because, again, one of the characters is a kid, so it's not like I would ever do anything too gross because that's a child. I'm not gonna play with that. Don't play with fire. That's awful. That's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really fun show. Of course, I would say that though. It's just very colorful. It took a lot of work to put together because I'm the only person doing, I mean, everything, the character design and the script and the music. And it's just a very zany show. And it's kind of hard to explain without just watching it. So if you're watching this, you should definitely go watch Fruits. It's really fun.
Now, since you kind of said that it was based off like Amazing World of Gumball, is there like is that like the main inspiration, or was there more to that inspired the show?
Yeah, I'd say The Amazing World of Gumball was a huge inspiration, and a lot of people get that from the show. They can look at it and be like, wow, this reminds me of The Amazing World of Gumball, mainly because each character has its own unique style. So they're not all illustrated the same way. They all use different brushes. Some of them are three-dimensional. For example, there's a tentacle that is claymation. And The Amazing World of Gumball does that a lot. I'd say the other inspiration, I'm hesitant to say this because you can't see it in the show, but shows like Hell of a Boss, not Has Been Hotel. Nothing too crazy like that, but I guess kind of the deeper plot line is what I'm going for. So it's not quite so targeted towards kids because I don't really want my main demographic to be children. So I'd say it's like a mix between Hell of a Boss and The Amazing World of Gumball.
This show's like you said, targeted towards like college students and young adults. So yeah, I get the feeling that like yeah, it's not like we're cursing like 24 fucking 7, but it's not like we're on the grotesque because you know it's still a fucking kid.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like there's cursing. The kid himself curses. He's a very angry character, but every time he tries to curse, something happens. Like Foxglove, the other character, she clamps her hand over his mouth and is like, "Shut up." So it's kind of here and there. I'd say that's pretty accurate. That's a pretty accurate representation.
Now, have there been any like voice actors that you want to get in the show? Like just like a dream?
Honestly, no. I like my cast. I think they're really cool. Especially Landon, he voices Vesper.
I feed on chaos and suffering and misery. I cannot afford to waste a single moment. I cannot afford to go hungry. And yet, you drag us here to waste our precious time with something as ridiculous as this?
He does, the guy who plays Beetlejuice, he's also on Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss and all that. He does a voice very similar to that. It's really gravelly.
I thought you were
like
about
the
to say
cast.
Alex Brightman, the guy who played Beetlejuice on Broadway. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it is him because he voices in them too.
Wait, so so it's Alex Brightman, right? Or no? I'm confused.
The voice actor that I have, his name is Landon Waller. He does a voice that is almost exactly like Alex Brightman.
Oh, okay. So my dumbass was just confusing myself.
Oh no, you're good. I get it. I threw Alex Brightman in there, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, nah. So you're just kind of happy with the cast you got.
Yeah, and everyone keeps saying, who's the guy that voices? You wouldn't know. Hang on, because you don't watch that show. You just said that.
I mean, I've watched like Hell of a Boss. Like I'm not that out of it. I just don't watch the circus stuff.
Right. So Michael Kovac, who voices
Oh my fucking!
Jax in The
I know who the
Amazing
fuck. Dude,
everybody.
everyone knows him.
Yes, everyone knows him. And in my comment section, it's just constantly, I just know Michael Kovac is going to be in the next episode. I know he's going to be there. And I'm like, oh my God, guys, calm down. If Michael Kovac asked me to be in the show, I'd be like, sure. But we're going to put you as a side character because other people need the chance to shine. Okay, Mr. Michael, I love your voice, but for the love of all that is holy, please let me put somebody else in the spotlight.
Look. I know who the fuck he is. Like I've said it before. I'm a fan. Like I've also gotten posters and shit signed. Like I know who he
Cool.
is. Yeah. Like okay. Maybe this is just me coming off as like me being a dumbass, but yeah, I might not watch it, but I feel like anyone who's kind of in the space knows who the fuck he is because he's just that well known.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like since recording this video, like today, Poppy Playtime 4 came out, I think. Yeah, no, it did.
Yeah.
And he voices the Clay guy, I'm pretty sure. Cuz he went to Twitter and said like go check it out and it had like the Clay guy as like the main focus.
Yeah, he's in literally everything. Literally everything. And that's why everybody keeps telling me, oh, I just know Michael Kovac's going to be in the next episode. I just know. And people were making videos on TikTok saying, in the next episode of Fruits, I know that Michael Kovac is going to be the clown character, or he's going to be the circus character, because I've already revealed that the next episode is in a circus. And I'm like, y'all, please stop. You're gonna get someone.
So bring it to them right now. Is he in the next episode?
No, he is not. He's not in the next episode. Please.
Well, I mean, you could still send your application if you watch this suddenly, apparently. Like,
Yeah.
but he would really just be a side character, not like the main cast?
Yes. I would make him a side character. I love his work, but I don't want him to be the main event if he were to be in my show. I doubt he'd ever consider it. It'd be cool if he did. I think he's cool, but I wouldn't want him to be the main focus because whenever you have somebody that big, suddenly the show itself becomes a side character and then the voice actor becomes the main thing, and that's not what I'm looking for. I want the hard work that I've spent months putting into this to be the main show,
Yeah.
right?
No, I get where you're coming from. Well, I mean, find out next time on Dragon Ball Z if he's in the. I'm joking.
No, imagine if the next episode aired and he was in it and I just lied to everybody.
I mean, shit. People might not know. I mean, some people do that. Some people lie, like saying they're not a part of it, but then they are. But that just kind of makes the show more like it stands out more because you weren't expecting something, but then it like suddenly it just happens. It's like a dream come true.
Exactly. Like a Matt Pat with the Five Nights at Freddy's movies.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he threw everyone a curveball.
what difficulties has came with making fruits?
Well, I'd say the main issue is my freaking schedule. I am so busy as a student. I honestly did not think I was going to get the pilot out. The voice actors and actresses were all very helpful, and they all sent in their lines in a timely manner, and they're all super polite and they're very excited. They can be a bit too excitable to the point where they're like, "When's the next episode coming out?" And I'm like, "I just released the pilot," but it's kind of just me. Like I said, I'm the only one doing this. I'm the only one animating and illustrating and designing and writing and doing the background music and the sound design. And that's something that takes an entire team. And so that was the main issue, was just forcing myself to do it at some points because I loved the show and I loved working on it, but when you're working on something for 3 months, you get tired of it.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was actively working on it every single day. I would take a week break or a few days because I was just so busy and tired. But that was probably the main issue with creating Fruits, was just my schedule.
I get it. It's like sometimes the schedule can be a bit too much sometimes. But how do you deal? I don't know if you like come up on it yet, but how do you deal with the negativity that can come your way?
I let it fester. I let people say negative things because ultimately it just makes them look bad. And when someone says something negative, I kind of try to figure out if what they're saying is valid or if it's just coming from a place of hate. I know I've gotten a few comments about the animation, and they're like, the mouths don't even move. It's a little lazy. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. That is kind of the point of the test pilot, to just put it out and test the animation. So, yeah, the mouths did not move. And so sometimes you get hate, and it's fine. I mean, I just kind of let it bounce off of me. I don't really let it get to me. I don't care too much. I get a lot of hate with my vocals too. I have a very unique singing voice. Like with my Silly Billy cover, a lot of people were making tail animations, Tails from Sonic, because whenever I sing like that, I sound like Tails. I have a very raspy voice when I sing. And a lot of people would give me hate for that, and they'd say, that's annoying. Can you shut up? Or,
Damn.
please delete this. And of course you're going to get hate whenever you have that many views or that much attention. But I just kind of, I don't know. I guess I don't really care.
So you just kind of
I'm
let
not
it
really
slide.
bothered. Yeah, I let it slide.
Now, to end this off right, what advice would you give anyone out there who watches this about anything?
Honestly, whatever you're going for, whatever you plan on doing, whether it's animation or voice acting or music, go for it. You do not need a professional mic. You do not need a lot of attention. You don't even need a lot of talent. You just have to go for it. And that stuff will come over time. The talent will come over time. The skill will come over time. As long as you take the time to learn that stuff, as long as you dive headfirst into it, you're going to grow. That's what I had to do. I didn't have a mic. I didn't have any followers. I didn't have anything. And then I just threw myself headfirst into it, and boom, 100,000 followers and a deal with the Warner Brothers. Like, sometimes you just have to dive headfirst into things and don't think about it too much.
So just kind of like jump head first, really like don't really think about what you're doing, just kind of go for it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's horrible advice, but that's how I live my life, and I'm still alive, so.
I mean, it works in some situations. Like sometimes, like you are like your best critic. It's like you kind of tell yourself not to do something. It's like that self thought or self doubt. It's like you telling yourself you're not good enough to do it, but you're not gonna know until you actually do it. So jumping in head first, it's making like letting you do it, trying to experience your failures or your successes.
Right, exactly.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you on this show. Really was.
Thank you. It was so much fun to be here. I know I'm kind of excitable and I talk over you a little bit. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's fine. Nah.
Tends to happen, but
Hey, that's what makes it more authentic, and that's my whole goal with this. So,
yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. But thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. I had a lot of fun and I liked answering your questions.
thank you. Well, if you guys want to check out more, check out my playlist I have on my channel, and all her links will be in the description. But until next time, we'll see you then. See ya.